Hey everybody, welcome to our second video in the Ask the Recruiter series. As some of you know, because some of you helped us out, we had trouble with the name for this video. We knew what it was going to be about. We just got lots of questions about what's the best way to fill out an app, what should you say on an application, what shouldn't you say. I'm just getting started, which carrier should I try with, what would I say on the app, etc., etc. And we tried threw a lot of titles around, and the best one we decided on is how to best complete your online trucking job application, or maybe best practices when filling out a trucking job application. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll try to cover everything that was asked as we go on. I'm going to use our site, of course, because we're all trucking jobs. One thing right off the bat that I'm noticing lately that kind of bothers me, if you look up here, of course you're at www all trucking jobs. When we go to the application, and I'm using Chrome, but if you look, it turns to HTTPS once you get to the application, and that means that it's a secure page. Noticing that a lot of applications are not secure, particularly the mobile phone versions. And you always want to check and make sure your application is secure before you put in any personal information. All right. Our application is a lot like just about every other application. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to jump away from here for a second. I'm going to go over to the job search. This is one way to find applications. And you can apply directly here. You can also do a carrier search and search by region and pick one of these carriers to specifically apply to a carrier. And in that case, it'll ask you, apply to all carriers, or you can apply to a specific carrier. The best way with pretty much all the applications, if you're not sure, is to just hit the apply now or whatever version it is and jump into the main application. Because what we do, all the carriers, we have good relationship with the carriers, and each one is looking for certain things, and they've filled out a form telling us exactly what they're looking for. So when you fill out this app, we match your skills, your experience to exactly what each carrier is looking for, and it computes all that and says, all right, here's the carriers that you have the best chance of being hired with, and it sends your application only to those carriers. So that's why I say just dive in. All right, the first, personal information, your name, your address, city, state, zip. Best phone, that might be your cell phone, your home phone, whatever is the best way that a recruiter who's gonna get this application is gonna be able to get a hold of you. Email, on our application and a lot of applications, it's not required, but you're really better off to put that in. That's just another way that a recruiter can contact you. Date of birth, make sure that you're legal age to drive, and your social security number, which is why you want to make sure you're always on a secure application. That's all pretty straightforward. Next, in one form or the other, is going to be your driving information, your driving record. First thing here, application type. If unsure, choose company driver. And that's pretty much where everybody starts out at. You work your way up to owner operator, and you're only going to pick team if you are team drivers already. So most of the time it's going to be company driver. Now your license number, if you don't have your license, you can go ahead and put in your regular driver license if you're a student or you need to be trained, and your expiration, or you can leave that blank. Your license state, of course, you'd pick your state. License class. One of the questions I got, how do I fill out the application if I want to start a trucking career, but I don't have my CDL, I need training, I'm low on cash, etc. A lot of questions around that. In license class, just answer honestly. I mean, if you have your Class A, B or C or what have you, then go ahead and say that. But don't say other if you need training or you're currently in school. Say, I need training, or I'm in school. Matter of fact, on all of these questions, the biggest thing I can see is don't I don't want to say lie, but don't stretch the truth or leave something out that you think they might find. That's the worst thing you could do, because they're going to run a report on you and they're going to find anything that has to do with legal or driving. So it's best to put it right out there, and then in your comment section you can explain. And if you choose need training, well, then down in the comment section you're going to explain that, and we'll get to that in a minute towards the end, but you're going to explain that, this is something I really want to do. I want to get into trucking, a dependable person, whatever, but I need training and I need help with the training. Now, if you don't need training, go with that one. Then your endorsements and your experience, which on each application they're there. There'll be different options possibly. Do you have a hazmat endorsement? Can you drive doubles or triples or tankers? Experience, maybe pretty much everybody's going to have flatbed. Years of driving experience. Again, don't be afraid to say none yet. You would be surprised the number of carriers right now, with the driver shortage the way it is, that are accepting anything from none to maybe 3 months. It used to always be a year or 2 years, and we're down to none to 3 months to 6 months. The biggest thing is that you have a clean record. So we're going to go ahead. This guy, since we said that the Class A, we'll go with a year experience there. Driving school graduate, just yes or no. Now here's where I was particularly talking about. Number of moving violations or tickets. Number of accidents. Don't try to fudge that. But look at what, exactly what the question is saying. Like in this case, number of moving violations in the last 3 years. If you had some others, but they were before then, they don't count. But if you had any in the last 3 years, put the amount that you know. Same with number of accidents. In this case, with our carriers, it's in the last 3 years. Sorry. Current last employer, just, be honest there. Put your starting date and ending date. Put at least one. If you can fill out 2, that's even better. In fact, the application, only in our case, the little red stars, like over here, are the only things that are absolutely required. But the more you can give the recruiter, the better chance you have. If you're in a hurry and you've got, 15 years experience, maybe you just fill out the stuff with the red stars and then they'll call you. If you haven't had that much experience or you're just getting started, fill out as much as you can. Again, down here in this section, like felony convictions, this time it's the last 5 years. If you've had any, you have to say it. Don't try and fudge through that. Then explain in the comment section what it is. We had one guy, he had a felony, but it had nothing absolutely whatsoever to do with driving, and it was more than 5 years ago. And there, you have the option of the answer is going to be 0 because you don't have any in the last 5 years, and you might in the notes section explain the one that you had and that had nothing to do with driving. DUIs, DWIs, again, they're going to find out, so be honest. And license suspensions. And again, all of those are within the last 5 years. Now we come to the comment section. A lot of carriers, they've gone to, and not, we have the applications online, and they're not actually emailed; they're actually delivered directly to them to go into a database or to go into another service that parses everything out. I've seen times where drivers will actually just paste a resume in there. Don't do that, because when they parse these, they have so much space that they've allowed for the field. Just don't fill it up with stuff that doesn't matter to them. But give them the things either that do matter. Don't just put a resume in there because you've already filled out the application. But there may be something in particular that really interests you, or that specifically that you would like to do. Or it may be a particular situation. I'm in school right now. I'm doing well. I'm excited about it. I need training and I need some financial help, either maybe reimbursement or a company-sponsored plan. And then anything, just like any other application that you can think of that a trucking company would like to hear about you, that would help them want to hire you. And of course, you've got to accept, the above, which there's where I was talking about. They're going to pull MVR, DAC reports, and they'll do a background check. May or may not, but when they get closer to the hiring point, they will. So just be straight with them is the best thing I can say. You would surprise how many carriers we have that allow a felony or one DUI or very little experience or up to 2 and 3 accidents. Every carrier has their own particular setup and the things that they will accept. So just be straight, be honest, and apply with the main app. Then it'll go out to all the carriers that your experience matches, and they will contact you. Especially now, somebody will contact you, and then you take it from there. I think I've remembered everything. I hope I have. If not, shoot me an email or fill out the form over here under videos. Ask the recruiter, and just go ahead and put the question. If I didn't get to any of the questions, or there's something else that I should have touched on more, or a whole new thing, we'd like to hear from as many people as possible on Ask the Recruiter, and we will try to get your answer into a video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.